Much to everyone's shock and chagrin, I will actually be co-piloting this time.
Yeah, I mentioned at the end of the Darkest Dungeon stream I was having some
Yeah, basically, as if you
and
can't
everything.
tell, Wayne's voice is kind of rasping a little bit. And I figure it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to say, Wayne, stop doing that, and then leave him alone for another 2 hours.
Right.
So I will be doing at least a little bit more of the talking.
But yeah, everybody in chat there was trying to give some various suggestions, where some of which, like Keen was mentioning, mix some honey and lemon with a chamomile tea, delicious Darjeeling tea. Whereas Slur was suggesting that I destroy the bees and take over their kingdom.
Create a honey kingdom.
Let's just say, Slur, I will leave that one on the to-do list, and we might try the tea in the more immediate future. So the problem, last time we made it to the moon. We can tell we're a little under-leveled because Fusaya is level 50. Well, not really that under-leveled, but we're close.
Yeah, Fusaya starts out at a pretty decent level.
Yeah. Now, the thing is with him, well, I forgot to read some people's spells to make it a little more accessible. To make it easier to pick between them. So the deal with him is that he is a very strong mage.
He's basically the upgrade to Tella.
Yeah.
He has pretty good magic. He knows a lot of the spells. He can even cast media, which is kind of neat. The only problem is that, as you can see, he has 190 MP, which is much lower than anyone else in the party. And otherwise, he's honestly kind of, if I remember right, he's pretty physically weak.
Yes.
So it's a good thing you can keep him in the back rank. But yeah, he's basically your replacement Tella.
Yeah, Keen concurs. It's the exact same thing.
Right.
Oh, attack from behind again. So like the moon music, but...
Yep.
Yeah, oh man, if I've been thinking I should have turned down the music for Final Fantasy II here and done the DuckTales music.
Oh, for the moon?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So these guys, as I recall... See, yeah, let's put a boomerang in his hand and get an attack off. Let's get started here. Full move. Oh, I didn't mean to go after that guy. Yeah, I figure you're trying... I'm going to see Soul swap ranks, but he's not going to do much from
the back rank
at
at all,
all,
right.
And
then some curing, probably.
Yeah. Let's see, the Fusaya.
Fusaya is pretty much full up.
He's half dead.
No, he's not.
He was at 1100 out of 1900. Whereas Iridia is actually in critical, so Cecil can cover her.
Well, fair enough, I guess.
And we're not going to make... Yeah, you definitely do not want to worry about conserving your MP at this point.
Right.
Let's see, Fusaya, we're going to
Because, once you get back to the big whale, then you can just use the things there.
Exactly. Yeah, what we need to do with Edge was actually try to target the Jucleote, whatever that means.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I also find it hilarious that you're using viruses against what we can only assume are gigantic single-celled organisms.
Right. There you go. You soften them up a bit and then get the melee people on there. Everything on the moon is worth a ton of G and XP. And so he doesn't have a Suna, right? We went over that. No, he has a Suna, but not life. We have gone over that many a time.
It is good to know that even when I'm away, Wayne still forgets things.
Yeah, it'd be more surprising if I didn't.
Yeah. If Akid remembers correctly, those enemies are mistranslation of prokaryote and eukaryote.
Yeah.
That would actually be... Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Exactly, yeah. They are named properly in the after years and the other versions of the game.
Basically, when they had a better translation budget.
And that worked out really well. Very few encounters through there.
Right.
I never did get another matchup with the Abyss Worms, which I'm pretty happy about.
Right. I also can't get over the idea of balloons being like your... being somewhat dangerous creatures.
Right.
Really?
Let's see. Does Lunar Staff do anything?
Well, that would be a good time to find out.
Yeah. Oh, so Charmin didn't even do a darn thing.
Okay, so Lunar Staff doesn't do anything.
Right. Nothing happens.
See, what weapon is Cecil equipped with now?
Cecil. He is using the Defender.
Ah.
Not the aggressor, the Defender. Oh, there we go. He did attack himself.
Huh.
There's a weird one. So it had queued up the attack on me, then his next move was the attack there.
That makes sense.
So it doesn't actually, interrupt their orders like it does if you get charmed. Interesting. There is the encounter rate on the moon we all know and love.
Yeah, I was actually hoping that would be the Abyss Worm, just so that, it would prove you wrong.
Right. Since we're about to get a rest point at the big whale, we're just going to have Leviathan literally sweep these guys away.
Sounds good. You think he'll actually take care of all?
Yeah, should.
Oh. I'd forgotten how powerful that summon was.
Yeah, I haven't fought the moon cells yet. I don't know what they were called in the later versions, so I don't know how much HP they've got. But
here we go.
Leviathan. Makes it sound like we're calling like Leviathan.
Okay. Yep. That was all we needed.
Yeah, if you need your problems to just go away, Leviathan and Bahamut are the ones that do that.
Have you fought in Bahamut yet?
I'm about to.
Ah, good.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, or last stream, let's see, I think insecure status effects besides death is that you can go fight Bahamut when you first get to the moon, but you want to make sure you have Fusayatsu.
And yeah, resting in peace is the sort of thing where you will not wake up from. So.
Which are only KO'd and not dead.
Oh, sure, right.
Oh, sorry, I can fly to the cave first and then save when I get there. So the moon is a tiny area, so we can easily see the other caves. We have this one, that's where we're going, and we have another one, which is right in here. So I'm going to hop in here first, and let's go say hi to the Hummingways. And I'm also going to see if they have any... If there is a dungeon where you want ethers, it's probably this one, because of all of these spells you need to cast to get past the behemoths.
Right.
See, it's usually one of the guys in the back. It's a merchant. Oh, there's a naming way. Sorry, I think the naming way is from running around, and the merchant is...
So probably one of these three.
Yeah, I don't think so, actually. I think they're both running around.
Stop the humming!
It's not like any humming I've ever heard.
It does remind me of some of the old sci-fi things that would say, okay, the way that you know... Oh, so none of them are merchants. Oh, he's the merchant.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. It reminds me of those old sci-fi things where to let you know that this is a completely alien race, they just, sound very silly.
Mm-hmm. 10 and... I might buy some elixirs later, but I think I'm going to buy 20 ethers, and then we'll save the rest of our cash for a shuriken when we get back to the underworld. How many ethers does that leave us with? 50. That'll be plenty. I think they heal 50 MP a pop, which is going to be all we need to get through there. And yeah, that's basically my strategy for it. Just use a lot of MP on to get through the encounters here.
Yeah, that's basically what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because remember right, behemoths counter flare and holy with maelstrom, I want to say. So you have to use like the next best up, which is why you end up using so much MP.
So you'd be using virus and things like that?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Or a bio or whatever it's called.
Yeah, bio. Virus in this game.
Although that always makes me remember quite fondly a thing called, I think it was called like Final Fighter A+. It was this Flash thing. And yeah, they actually had the entire thing based off of like schoolwork, because it was actually the person's Japanese test. And normally they were supposed to like do skits or something. It's like, hey, can I just make an animated Flash thing? They used it. They're just like, okay. And so yeah, it was this really neat thing based on Final Fantasy. And when the Black Mage cast biology, it actually was like opening a biology textbook and like throwing viruses and eukaryotes at him. So it was really neat and cute.
Right. So if your first time through here, you might not realize that the Mage Masher mashes mages. Because it's just called those gauntlets. Okay, icon was kind of weird. And if you don't, you might have just put it away as soon as you realized that the damage on it was less than Edge's other katana.
Right.
But yeah, if you're up against enemies that count against a weakness, Weakness, type matching Pokemon style is very, very strong in this game.
So it actually does mash mages.
Oh yeah, it mashes them good.
So we see. So what can warlocks do when they're not being spidered by Edge?
They cast a... they do a bunch of spells. I'm trying to remember... I think they do like petrify and stuff like that. There's a list they have.
Also, I remember, to interrupt, this was one of the things that it actually sent me to a little bit of a conniption when we first found it back in the 90s. Because, I've always been big on, Japanese culture and things like that. And I was like, no, samurai don't use shields. Not in that way. I definitely kind of freaked out a little bit. Mage status, mashed.
Failed. Edge, you are a failure.
Well, that could be bad.
So we're going to let him try to cast some spells at us. If he targets one of the mages, the status effects probably won't go through.
And then hits for a decent amount of damage.
So far, attacking and weak. Attacking.
It would be kind of neat if they did the... attack and then cast.
Seems like it's about all they got. I know they have more spells than that. Right. I think they're one of the monsters whose action queue changes based on what other monsters are in the encounter. Because I know if there's like 3 of them, they can all start casting level 2 spells on you. So.
So yeah, part of me would wonder if it isn't accidentally hard-coded. That if they're alone, they cast weak and then try to kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. There can be things like that. I don't know if that's specifically one of them, but there's a formation in the final dungeon that's like 2 warlocks and 2 of the final versions of the Lady Knights, and that's a pretty nasty one. Because they can throw a weak on you, and the girls will melee you.
Right.
Dragon Bone. That's so we can steal from it.
If anything.
Good grief.
Nope.
I should have switched to the light sword for Undead.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll do it's more MP efficient to use some fire from Iridia. And probably Fusoya for that matter. Even Cecil's getting mashed on this one. You can't just straight up throw a holy and take him down in one, but do it that way.
I guess it would make sense to just try to be as MP efficient as you can.
Yeah, I don't think they have a ton of HP either.
Oh, do they counterattack?
I think they do, yeah. Let's see, where's my light sword?
There it is. Gorsh.
Yeah, that's one of the problems I have with the moon dungeon, with the moon bases, because the enemies are so fast for all the crazy damage they do.
Right.
And actually, they're not weak to holy. It looks like.
Huh.
So, Fi on me. Beard. So this works.
There.
Yeah, so that's actually even stronger than fire too. The mistress not actually be weak to anything, despite being.
Yeah, I guess that has to be their case.
Yeah, I'll throw a peep next time and
right.
double check. Right. Yeah, poison not much of a threat at this point, but it'll stop us from having to see the screen whining with the distortion and sound effect. Okay, who else is hurt? Cecil himself. Yeah, it's more MP efficient, but it takes a lot longer, so it's cure to himself. Alright, should have our first Behemoth coming up, as we hit our first 1 pixel wide space. I'm going to leave Cecil with 1 diamond equipped for now, because that way he'll keep his lightning resistance.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. Likewise, I'm leaving him with the Aegis, because the slight increase on defense isn't worth the lack of magic defense with the kind of crazy enemies that are here.
Right.
I think Edge can equip some of the Genji stuff too. So let's compare. Is that one of them? Yeah, it is actually, yeah. So 39 and 12 moves to, yeah.
Much better.
Yeah. In that case, So we know the diamond bracelet is old. The diamond gauntlets are better. Let's do that one too. Yep, there we go. That's a nice shot in the arm for his defense. Here we go, Behemoth the First. Let's see, do they count as mages? Probably not, but nope. See, okay, so they counter attacks with other attacks. So we're not gonna want to do the Avenger for this one. See, she doesn't have Holy yet, so let's do. Get a virus, get the HP leak started. And then what I'm going to do is wait a second for.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so wait a second for. Rosa is. Okay, I think what we're going to do is get a blink on Cecil. We'll have try to have Cecil be doing more of the physical attacks. Who does more damage between them? Edge or Cecil? About the same, actually. Because Edge can blink himself. So we'll have the pure Cecil, we'll have Edge image himself next time. And then we'll do... Let's try Faraga. And it's also... So Nuke will...
You might want to heal Edge.
Rose... Oh, Rose isn't, yeah.
Yeah, she healed Cecil.
Right. Well, Edge is going to blink himself on his turn.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to keep him completely safe, is it?
It will for... See, as long as he has images, that actually just blocks that number of hits.
Huh.
So 1,000, not really worth it. Okay, so it summons the counters of Maelstrom, that's it. Securing. Oh. Okay, this is basically my plan here. To keep the melee people blinking so that no matter what happens, they just avoid damage completely.
Right.
So that only did 1,000. That was basically worthless. And she doesn't have Nuke herself yet.
Would a summon Nuke?
Yeah, that will prompt him to use Maelstrom though. So what I think I'm going to do is have Fusaya queue up a Nuke, and then we'll try to. We're going to wait for Rose's turn to come up, and then get a Cure 4 on the party ready. She should be next anyway.
Should be. Here's hoping.
Oh!
So
that was terrible, yeah.
He doesn't even Maelstrom it.
Yeah. Maybe it's only Bahamut he does that too, or something.
That could be.
There's a counter he does to that. Maybe it's not even in this version of the game, couldn't think of it. How about the... I think the yeah.
There we go. So image is definitely the way to win now.
Exactly. And each one of them is worth a couple of the ethers you use to get there. So Rydia, Cecil, there's really good Fuso Yao too. All right, and let's go get people. Well, patch back up. Let's see what else. Yeah, there we go. So that worked out pretty well. I should have remembered how that the Maelstrom thing works. Do you remember Keen? If you do, which I might be thinking of a different game even. Oh, these guys again.
Oh, them.
Let's see.
Once they were a boss fight. Now,
Pin and Flick stopped, so I think that can work on them, but maybe not. Let's see. Rydia can cast Stop on one of them.
That would probably be the best thing to do.
Yeah. In that case, let's just do... But it's going to Stop and then Berserk the melee guys. Like, he doesn't remember, right? Sure, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I remember it happening, but I don't remember, what prompts it, or... It might only be Bahamut they do that as a reaction to.
Could be.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and look it up.
Yeah. We'll let Cecil... We'll just have... Well, I'll have Cecil switch to the Avenger on his turn. Will let me do it if he already has... Oh, yeah, it will. Okay. Or no, it won't as long as he has the shield, too.
Right.
Yeah, that might be it. Just Bahamut and Media.
Let's find it.
There we go. And who needs these the ones?
Well, we know that one's wrong, because it claims that it counters both white and black magic with Maelstrom.
Right. Might be from a different version of the game. Let's see. I think we're good. Oh, I know what we can do. Perfect. Okay, this is why I set the guys up for Berserk, so we can just stop the giants and then have it's just too evasive for that to hit him. Secure him up that way. Yeah, Berserk is such a speed increase in this game. It's such a good status. Now let's try hitting Cecil instead. Nope. Usoya, you can't even hit your teammates right. I guess the next time we get Rose's turn to come around, or this too, let's go ahead and see how much HP we're chopping through.
Yeah, one person says that it counters Bahamut with it, but everybody else says that it doesn't counter summons at all.
Huh.
And yeah, a lot of people are saying that it counters any white or black magic.
So, yeah, that's weird.
It must just be different in the different games.
Right.
That's all that I can think of. Because yeah, we quite clearly cast Nuke and Leviathan on it, and it never Maelstromed it back. All right. Yeah, whenever this goes up on YouTube, if you know when you see it in the comments, you feel free to tell us. This is follow-up. Well, it should be the Behemoth. Okay. Well, you know what? You know the drill. Image. Oh, Cecil still Berserk. He's doing a lot more damage. That's funny to tell. We'll just have to keep the images up on him.
Right.
Let's see. That virus start the HP leak. We're not going to help much in the grand scheme of things, but actually, you know what? It's like we have to have the fight last like 1,000 seconds for it to make up the kind of damage you'd be doing with like Fire 3 or something.
Right.
So, really, we might just have Rydia sit this one out entirely, because she just can't do the damage Fusoya can do. And
I still think you might want to try like summoning Titan or Chocobo or something.
Okay.
Toss out at least a little bit of damage.
Right. Let's see. Needs healing. Fusoya is in fact dead. So Cecil can't
cover when he's
can't
berserk.
cover yet. We don't actually have Sulf yet. Because I think they heal based on the amount they restore.
Right.
So you're thinking Titan?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have Rosa throw a Cure 4 next time. Welp.
The party gains a lot of stress for him going down.
Yeah, I think the problem is Cecil just attacks so quickly that it's kind of overwhelming my ability to do anything about it.
Right.
Let's see.
Well, if you raise Fusoya, he can probably raise someone else.
Yeah, true. We'll do life too, so he actually gets a turn out of it.
Right.
Okay. On the other hand, though, the damage output he's doing is worth it.
Right.
That is crazy. I think what I'm going to do is I'll de-equip it for now, till we start the fights, and then I'll switch to it.
Right.
So, Rosa loses life. Because yeah, that was way faster than the last one, even with me having to play defense so often, because Cecil kept inadvertently getting his team killed. Which is funny because he's doing it while berserk, but not actually doing it directly. Unlike a frenzied berserker killing his teammates, just not actually being able to do his job and help them. Okay, it's almost everybody. And top off the last bit with Rosa here. Fusaya doing an MP, he'll need another ether, it looks like.
Yeah, I would think so.
This feels like a waste of time trying to cure the HP back when you know in one more fight it's all going to be gone again.
Well, yeah, but if you don't do it, then you're not going to be able to go through that fight.
Exactly,
so.
Yeah. These guys, you completely missed out on them in the Summoner and the Land of Summon Monsters, where they can actually show up as a summon monster from the Conjurers, right? We'll go ahead and let it attack itself once. They just try to entangle itself. Oh, I wonder if we could have a good chance to get some MP back with Psyche. Okay, so try to entangle itself, didn't work, and then it went back to being hostile. Oh well. You know, I think they can cast Thunder. Maybe I should try to mash them.
Yeah, it's worth experimenting.
Yeah. His Ziggy's lost the Charm Arrows. And... Nope. Oh well.
It's worth a shot.
Mm.
It's not like you got really lost anything from that. So.
Right. For some mashing.
Would have found it hilarious if Cecil had killed him so you couldn't tell.
Nope.
Nope. Just conclusively not.
Yep. Yeah, just everything does so much damage here.
Right.
I wonder if I should just start casting, stop and hold and stuff like that more often on these enemies, just so I can. It seems like the most efficient way to deal with them.
If it works, you probably should.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of HP, and we don't have our melee guys to their strongest, offensive potential yet.
Right.
So it's still taking a while to chew through them. Okay. Oh, this still looking good. Alright. Our next behemoth coming up on this long walkway, I think. Oh, so there's only the 3 of them here. I thought there were more. Right. Okay. What do you think?
To be fair, fighting 3 behemoths is enough for anybody, I think.
Alright, so let's just have...
Let's just answer the question right now.
Exactly. So 9,000. Fire. So probably just with enough magic defense that nothing else, that the weaker spells just weren't doing anything.
Right.
Should have had him cure Cecil, when you think of it. Yeah, interesting that they're weak to fire, but not to holy.
Yeah, considering they are, in fact, bones.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of some of the other situations where...
There we go.
Nice. But yeah, you would have situations where, due to the wonders of tags and whatnot, you would have creatures that were like shadow demons, that were weak to light, but not to holy.
Right.
So it's just... There's just some weird stuff. Shouldn't you have Cecil do it?
He is.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah. If we have one more behemoth, which I'm thinking the blinks and images should be enough to take care of that.
I would think so.
We'll use some ethers to get the walls up. Which are we doing HP? Cecil needs some. Sorry, he can't cure himself. We were just talking about that. There we go. All right. Wow, so back-to-back encounters, and it wasn't actually the behemoth.
Aggravating. At least these guys aren't too bad.
Yeah, just a lot of damage, as always,
right.
At this point.
It's like, yeah, they do a lot of damage, but that is about part and parcel.
Let's have a Cure 2 on edge. We'll just have Rydia try to stop him. Seems like my best play there, and I'm pretty sure it works.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, stop is usually really good to debuff in these games. Maybe he can at least hit one of the mages. There we go.
There you go.
So you know the drill on this one. proceed to beat them up until
festive candy comes out.
right. Actually, everybody's hurt a little bit, so let's do that. Yes, the Avenger's so good.
Right.
Now, there have been times playing this game that I've left that on Cecil all the way up to
You
the
should probably go
Excalibur.
ahead and use the cure staff if you're not going to do anything, right?
True. Well, the problem is you can't hit anybody, even the
Right,
mages.
can't you use it?
No.
Oh, so it's only if you hit them?
And if you hit them, it heals them.
That's sad.
Yep. Very unfortunate. Okay. I think actually we're in good enough shape. I'm going to go ahead and march up there.
There we are.
We knew who was coming up.
The really nasty dragons are the King Ryu. They counter physical attacks with Entangle. Oof, that would be bad.
Right. Let's see.
Image.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. I would do Blink on Cecil. But without him covering, it won't be nearly as essential, but...
Right.
Alright, so let's try... Ice 3. We don't actually have Lightning 3 yet. I'm pretty sure they gave her Lightning 3 last, just for the sole reason that was the first one you get, or the one you would need to beat Odin with. So they did negate that a little bit.
I can see that.
At least that's still some pretty... Okay, never mind. That wasn't very respectable at all.
That was alright.
Yeah. I mean, for 50 MP, you'd expect you just expect more. Let's go with the Cure 3s. Yeah. There. Okay. Rose is low enough. One more hit might drop her, so let's get her above that threshold. And we've got one more of these. Yeah, I should have tried Meteo. I guess next time we do a dungeon in the... Well, we want to Fusaya for that dungeon.
Right.
Then again, if I try to have cast Meteo by the time it'd go off, Cecil probably would have killed it with the Excalibur or died. So, Charm Rod. Let's try calling.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah, see, yeah, it's just Berserk is just so good.
Right.
All right, there it is. See, that's a lot of levels we would have had to grind to get. Ooh, hey,
The power
Power
shirt.
Robe. Yeah, that is actually drops. Drops in this game are absurdly rare.
Right.
So when you actually get one, it's a good day indeed. So that is even stronger on defense on edge than what his previous thing had, and it gave him a lot more strength.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a pretty good item. I've never actually gotten one before.
Huh.
I think they also...
In all of the times that you've played?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really rare.
Yeah, like I've never gotten the Mind Flayer summon either. Let's do a Cure 4. We're going to have to use it either on her anyway.
Right.
Yep. So the main thing is you want to give the white mages enough MP to each get 2 or 3 reflects off. And it's basically that means we're going to want at least 150 MP between the two of them. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. So all Bahamut does is his gimmick. Half Lunarian, of course. Though Rose is just a half... But it could have been done without the power of light. I really like Bahamut in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just lots of unanswered questions.
Right.
It's like what's he doing chilling up on the moon? What's what are those kids about? After Years has some answers, but they are terrible.
Right. As unfortunately is very common in the after years.
Anyway, we know Cecil isn't going to need any action economy. He will get back on attacking as soon as he gets back up.
Right.
So we're going to wall everybody else.
Makes sense.
We should have enough time to wall everybody. Let's see. So
Probably Rosa, I would think.
Yeah,
Basically, your next priority is to make sure that people can get people back up.
exactly.
Survive.
Yeah, I should have walled her and Fusaya first. Come think of it.
Well, you'll have time.
Oh yeah, we'll have time. Another fun thing about this one is that Cecil isn't eating up turns. Doing his having to select actions for him and everything. All one left is who. Let's get a summon going.
Odin. Wait. Wouldn't Ashura have a chance of walling everyone?
No, she casts Cure 3 on the party, Cure 4 on the party, or Life 1 on the party. Actually, we did have time. That means he should actually be dead this go around. If we've got this much of a turn advantage on him. I think it's all because of Berserk.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree.
Bahamut has a lot of HP, but
he's about to take a lot of damage.
Right. It's funny, so I don't have combat speed lowered or anything. This is still like the hands down the best I've done on him. We haven't actually gotten to show this one off yet. We might not, so... He doesn't have Holy, does he? Oh, there it is. It's white in this game. Sure slow him down, why not?
Not that I think it matters, but...
Here it comes. There we go. I like that one.
Does a fair bit of damage, too.
Yeah. Oh!
He didn't even get his move off. Nice. The true light is just going berserk and throwing a lot of spells around. That's sad. The king of all monsters.
If we don't take forever and a day to attack like when we summon you. I've never had that happen before either.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Battle speed. Yeah, I left battle speed on neutral, right? Or I hadn't changed it, rather.
Right.
That's probably why. Sometimes I put it on 1 or on fastest. Alright, that was pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And see,
That was really just kind of anticlimactic.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Blarg. He did get to 1, he just didn't get the attack off.
So he was counting down his own defeat.
Right.
Ouch. You can probably de-equip Cecil from the Avenger, too.
Oh, yeah. Rest up first. Yep. Maybe I should use the Avenger for the Giant, though.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Be better safe than sorry. Let's go. Okay, so let's give Cecil, defense sword, and remember there could be a lot of magic flying our way, so I guess shield helmet limit, and then diamond. Edge has Genji equipment. Yep. And I think this is the one that Keen, I think it was, recommended the Thunderclaw for, because there'd be a lot of machines in the Giant. Power would help out immensely. And yeah, I think other than that, we're pretty much good to go. Okay, alright. Hop out and save. So we're not going to get any more once we... Yeah. Take a bathroom break now, because it is a long time before we get our next one.
Right.
And back to go. The first time I played this one, I had no idea. It went straight to the next encounter. I thought I'd have time to run around back on Earth first. Mm-hmm. Not so much.
Nope.
Yeah, Keen concurs. Thunderclaw plus Ninja Sword wreck things in the Giant.
Yeah, definitely.
That is the plan.
And at the time, obviously, that wasn't the case, but while I was on one of the social media things, people would actually do scream to express their emotions.
Wow.
So that's how I imagine Rydia doing it.
Yeah, I'm guessing the convention of using, like, asterisks or parentheses to mark actions wasn't really in vogue back then.
Right.
Because, that's obviously what they were going for. She is screaming, and it's wordless, unlike... what was the one in the Hellions in Darkest Dungeon?
Scream!
Right. As charming as the sprites can be, sometimes you do have the limitations of them, like here.
Right.
It's like, I'm thinking what we're supposed to be seeing is like the guy doing the classic anime, laser eye beams that are cause an arc of fire and tear up the ground and everything. because that's been a convention since like the 70s.
Right.
But we just it is what it is. Also, you like how they kind of do a negative and blast it. They do like the negative on the collar to indicate how bright the flames are. And it's funny because I had never realized that as a visual effect until I played Mercenaries 2. And that one would basically, they would do crazy amounts of bloom and contrast and everything to indicate just how bright the explosives they were using were. And of course, and once you see it once, it's kind of like you're realizing a writing technique. Once you see it once, you're aware of it.
Right.
Does this mean we missed out on the spoon?
Well, this isn't the last boss, right? So I think you can get it after this.
I might have missed out on Sylph then. Because I know what you're supposed to do is... Yeah, you go back to the surface with the 4 of them, talk to Yang's wife, then go back before you go to the moon. Darn it.
Well, trap.
Yeah. Yep, if you're playing long, don't do what I did. Here's the grand return of pretty much everybody.
Which I actually really liked.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of older anime, we're basically building the spirit bomb here.
Right.
All of our
the
friends
power of
are,
humanity
right.
and all of that.
So yeah, it is sprites on a static background there, but it's still cool just imagining
the giant is intimidated.
I would be too. Yeah, just imagining all this firepower just being exchanged there.
Personally, Keen can't blame you for not wanting to go through the slog that is the Sylph Cave another time.
Right. It's like, and with the rate we're going, I haven't had any serious challenge. Well, there's been a couple.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think we're going to have any problems with Zeromus.
Yeah, especially after what happened with Bahamut, I think you'll be okay.
Right. Who's this?
Moon? That's what I love Sid for. It's like, because that's the reaction I have. Oh, it's a moon person. A what?
You know they put a man on the moon?